So, hello everyone, and welcome to this transmission. Today, I felt quite a sense of urgency to create an environment where we can support ourselves, return back to our inner authority, inner power, raise our frequency, and we will all agree that currently on the world stage, we are being exposed to a lot of the shadows that have been suppressed for quite some time. And really, these patterns or themes that are being shown on the collective stage is really around the suppression of sexual energy. It's been distorted through religions, through the elite, through events and things that do not serve our highest understanding of this beautiful sacred energy that births life. Sexual energy is spiritual energy. It's a life force that we all hold within our vessel that is so sacred. And it's been distorted. And when it's distorted, it loses its reverence and it comes out in unhealthy ways. So the collective patterns, what we're seeing is sexual abuse, the suppression of sexuality, of our own sacredness, of connecting to this divine force that lives within everything. Child trafficking, the abuse of children, inhumane acts done to one another. And the most grounded approach that we can invite ourselves is to be aware that harm exists and that human beings can do very inhumane things. And that when we see the collective trauma that's all been suppressed that is coming out, is to also take the opportunity for ourselves to go inwards. There was a couple of things that I mentioned, very grounding, practical ways that we can navigate these times. Because if you astrologically, this is quite big news for a lot of people. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We are going to see so much more disturbing things that can dysregulate our nervous systems, throw us off balance. Because in order for the new earth, for something new to emerge, the old has to be exposed, has to be seen. For us to come more into our authenticity and our light, we have to visit the places that we have suppressed, the places that are dark. So it's vitally important that as a collective that we look at these patterns that are being presented on the world stage and look at where in our lives have we contributed, because what we see outside of ourselves also actually exists within ourselves. And so the work really is that each and every single one of us have the responsibility, the maturity, the awareness to go inwards. And so I have created this sound journey to assist you during this time. So I'm going to give a transmission that allows us to connect with these collective energies, to go within and see within ourselves some of these patterns energies that we have suppressed within ourselves, and to transmute them for the collective as well as personally for ourselves. And we know that there is such power of the collective when we come together as a collective, coming together. And so one way that we can move through these very disturbing patterns and times that we are facing right now is to come together in groups as a community, and to connect with the power of love, to look at shadow integration, looking at our own patterns in our lives, transmuting, turning it into love, regulating our nervous system. We don't need to go down big rabbit holes because we are frequency beings. So what we consume, we entrain to. What we listen to, you are what you listen to, you are what you eat, you are what you see, you are what you consume, the people around you. It affects your state of being. During these times, it's so important that you regulate your nervous systems. We don't want to turn a blind eye to what is happening in the world. We want to make it come out of the shadows to be seen, to transmute it, and to raise our frequency into love and be of service to the world. So regulating your nervous system, finding your tribe, finding people with similar values as you, people that speak your truth, that align with your way of life, and finding your tribe. Some other ways I suggested was gratitude, right? When we come into the frequency of gratitude and love, anything that is not love dissolves. Some other things I mentioned is strengthening your spiritual self. So having a connection to God, to spirit, to, maybe that's walking in nature, maybe that's doing some breath work, some meditation, attending some live ceremonies, sound ceremonies like this, where you can actively work with these energies that are patterns that are being displayed collectively, working them within yourself. Other ways is finding a community where you can be involved with donations to great charities, and building a sovereign life, because we cannot give our sense of safety over to gurus, to governments, to external structures which have clearly not been providing for us in any way. So we are not going to get our safety met through these systems which are already crumbling. We have to create our own through community, through getting involved in charities, any way that you can contribute, and it doesn't have to be big. You just coming, attending, or listening to this live transmission is one way that you are already helping shift through these collective patterns that we are currently seeing. So I offer most of these by donation. I will be holding regular sessions like this as I tap into and channel what is being presented in the collective in terms of patterns and energies that we're needing to shift and move through. And we know that the power lies within us. So when we gather, we amplify, right? The more we gather and meditate together, we amplify, and we're able to shift through and create a better timeline for all. So today I am going to work with the frequency of 528 hertz. And this is the frequency of love. It is called the love frequency. It's one of the solfeggio frequencies. And it is a frequency that assists with cellular and DNA repair. So I thought that this would be a great frequency for us to tune into and work with as we work through these collective patterns that are coming up, and to work with this frequency, because it's the frequency of love. It's going to dissolve anything and everything that is not in the frequency of love, right? So very powerful, and it's going to work on a very deep cellular DNA level, all right? It is also a frequency for balance, for releasing more releasing more oxytocin, the love hormone, and I think we can all do with a lot more of that. So raising your frequency is one way that you can really contribute in a way. The more that you raise your frequency, that you're coming into love, anything that comes your way is just going to be burnt and dissolved. So you are the most important person, and your well-being and your emotional state, mental state, and so we really want to support it in a way that's going to be deeply nourishing. So yeah, 528 hertz. I'm going to just demonstrate this frequency. You can have a listen to it. So this is the frequency. Beautiful. So I've recorded this, and I'm going to play it now. It is also a frequency that manifests miracles, and it's very appropriate for our times now. So it's playing in the background. This meditation is a meditation, as I mentioned, to work through these patterns, these energies that are being presented in the collective, to transmute them. So I invite you to get a pair of over-ear headphones and to find a comfortable place where you can just lie down and receive. So we're going to begin now. Let us begin by taking 3 conscious breaths together as a collective. Taking a deep breath in, inhale into your belly. Exhale, release. Deep breath in, inhale. Visualize roots extending from the base of your feet, your spine, and send them down deep into the earth. to feel your breath moving in as you draw in Mother Earth's nourishing, stabilizing energy, and as you exhale, releasing any tension. Feel your awareness expanding into the present moment. I thank each and every single one of you for being here and for having the courage to transmute these collective energies that we are facing in these times. And this is just a reminder to remind you that you were born for these times. You are here for a reason. Now I invite you to bring your attention to the collective field around you. And notice the energies that are surfing during this time, the shadows that have long existed in silence are coming into our awareness. We are transmuting through our awareness sexual abuse and exploitation. We are transmuting now sexual suppression and shame. We are transmuting ritualistic abuse and manipulation. We are transmuting now distortions of power and control, including coercion and the exploitation of the innocence. We are transmuting secrecy, deceit, and the silencing of truth. We are transmuting child and human trafficking, commodification of human life, and betrayal of trust. We are transmuting the abuse of spiritual, political, and societal authority. We are transmuting generational trauma carried through patterns of harm, fear, and disempowerment. Transmuting, dissolving now. These energies that are rising are not as a source of fear, but as an opportunity to bring awareness, healing, and personal power. As you are observing them through your awareness, know that you are working with these energies within yourself, and you contribute to the healing of the collective, turning patterns of trauma, suppression, abuse, harm into clarity, sovereignty, and love. These collective energies are now transmuted, dissolved, complete. It is done, it is done, it is done. awareness fully inwards, begin to ask yourself, where have I given my power away? Whether it be to gurus, to governments, to spiritual figures, to authorities, or anyone outside of yourself. Where have I kept silence out of fear, or hidden my truth to protect myself? Where have I judged or abused myself through harmful thoughts, self-criticism? Where have I suppressed my own sexuality, creativity, or natural life force? Do not judge yourself for what is arising within you, just bring your loving awareness. Where have I allowed shame, fear, or disempowerment to root within me? Where have I acted in ways that have harmed myself or others, knowingly or unknowingly? Where have I turned a blind eye to harm around me, allowing abuse, injustice to persist? Where have I contributed directly or indirectly to patterns of harming myself or others, diminishing the innocence, trust, or freedom of life? Do not force any answers. Simply notice what is arising, what is coming up, with compassion and honesty. Thank you for your courage. What we feel, we heal. And as you sense within yourself, where have these energies lived within your body or may have touched you? So sense within yourself where these energies may have touched you. Shame, suppression, fear, abuse, disempowerment, patterns of harming yourself or others. And just feel them as sensations, as energy in your body, with loving awareness. With loving awareness. Do not judge. Just allow. And breathe into these areas. Breathe into these areas of fear, of suppression. They too want to be seen. They want to be integrated. Just bringing your awareness without judgment or resistance. What you feel, you heal. These shadows are not your enemy. They are parts of you that have been carrying pain, disconnection. The first part to healing is bringing your awareness, then feeling, visualize these energies, these sensations, these emotions, this energy that's moving through you as malleable water. Water that's ready to be transformed. And I want you to invite a warm golden light. And this frequency that you're hearing right now of 528 hertz, the frequency of love and DNA repair, to flow into these areas, into the deep depths of your cells. Feel the sound and light, dissolving shame, fear, abuse, suppression, harmful patterns. Feel the sound and light healing any sexual shame, sexual repression, deep within your cells on a deep cellular DNA level. The sound and light reawakening your personal authority, your personal sovereignty, your inner authority, and your clarity. Feel all patterns dissolve and transmute now. Dissolving, transmuting now. Allowing this energy to move through your body, through your aura, through your subtle energy field, restoring balance, coherence, and alignment. As this light and sound flows through you, feel your personal power returning. Sense your inner authority rising. Know that your sovereignty is inherently whole and unshakable. Affirm quietly in your mind, I reclaim my power. I see my shadows. I transform them with love. I release harm. I honor the innocence. I am whole. I am sovereign. I reclaim my power. I see my shadows. I transform them with love. I release harm. I honor the innocence. And I am whole and I am sovereign. Visualize this energy radiating outwards through you, through your aura, through your environment, through your body, through the collective field. Your healing and the work that you're doing right here, right now, contributes to the collective whole. Take a few breaths, really allowing this energy to fully integrate within your body. Feel coherence, alignment, and inner authority, inner power settling into every single cell of your being. Thank you for turning inwards to transform your shadow, taking the time to bring awareness to the collective shadow As within, so without, as above, so below. You are aligned, you are empowered, and you are love. You are aligned, you are empowered, and you are love. Thank you for allowing me to guide you on this meditation. Thank you for taking the courage to do this work. I appreciate you. In your own time, you may bring in some breaths, gently open your